EMF Radio. Radio now, 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 now.
Welcome back, everyone, to Citywide Blackout, WEMF Radio. I'm your host, Max Bowen. If you want to follow the show, it's really easy. You go on to Facebook.com/Citywide Blackout, Twitter, Instagram, Citywide Max. Past shows are at citywideblackout.blogspot.com. That's about like 9 years of programming, so settle back with that one, folks. It's going to be a long night. And if you want to be on the show, it's real easy. It's citywidemax@yahoo.com. We're now booking for like the latter half of July and all of August. So if you want to be on, work fast because space is filling up fast. And now I am joined by Matt and Dee from the musical duo FBGM. Welcome to the show and welcome back, Matt.
Thank you for having us.
You were what we used to call the repeat offenders.
Yes, I'm on the repeat offender list.
Even though you don't like actually offend us at all, you know, it's a thing we try. I'm not even sure how it began, but the repeat offender is back.
It's all good.
And you're back with a new venture. This is a wonderful thing, and you're actually on tour right now.
We are, yeah.
And not just on like some like little like mini tour where you go to like a couple cities. This is a like 7-state tour.
Yes.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah, we're going for it. Yeah.
You're making it happen.
Yeah.
And you actually just completed the first leg of this one, which is over at AS220 in Providence, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow night, actually, you're back on the road to Much More's in Brooklyn, New York.
We are, yeah. So we're going for it. We're going to be, like you said, we're hitting up 7 states.
Yeah.
And it's our first tour of this length.
Mm-hmm.
We've done like a few kind of mini tours here and there. So we're excited to kind of get out. We're going as far out west as Chicago. So
I love Chicago.
Same.
Yeah.
Chicago is the best. The food is amazing.
Yes, I was about to say.
You gotta have the pizza.
Yeah, I'm excited for the food.
If you can finish a deep dish pizza, you are a better person than I am because I couldn't do it. I got like one slice. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be packing in tonight. But it is amazing. My cousin Matt lives out there, and so I went there 3 years ago, I think. And then I had a chance to go back there when I was doing like a road trip, and that's just a beautiful city.
it is, yeah. We're excited.
First time for both of you?
No, I've been to Chicago a few times.
Nice.
I've got friends that live over there. I love the people there.
Yeah.
And they're chefs too. My two best
It's
friends.
gonna be a good
I
time.
eat well.
You eat very well.
I eat very well.
Very well.
Very excited to hit back.
Nice. When I was there, it was when one of the big music festivals was happening. Not Bonnaroo, but whatever the other one is.
Ooh.
Lollapalooza?
Yeah, that one. That was happening. So the streets are full of people. They're all like face painted and dressed differently and whatnot. It was a good time.
Nice.
I didn't actually have to go. I could just sit back and like listen to everything.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. So I love talking like tour stories. So what for you has been like the biggest challenge in putting something like this together? 7 states, all over the place.
Ooh, yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a
in
ton of work,
general.
I'll
bet.
I think maybe people who aren't in bands don't know exactly how much work it actually is. It's like, I would say like most of our free time between the two of us during the months of like February, March, and April when we were booking the shows, like, was devoted to just booking.
Yeah.
You get home, you book stuff, you
Send emails.
emails all day long.
Follow up.
The cold calls.
Yeah, cold call people. I mean,
I'm terrible at that.
we do have a few people here and there that we were able to hook up with that are friends from, like, I've toured with previous bands, so like a few of those hookups, and then we just kind of know people in different cities and things like that. So that's worked out really well.
Yeah.
But it's just generally just like, it's actually not that exciting because you're really just like emailing people over and over and over and over.
The montage music comes on. You're just at the computer the whole time.
Exactly.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then stuff falls through, and then and then, like, for example, like our show that's going on in we're playing in Ontario, Ohio on the 17th, which is a Monday, and literally that one kind of just came together. Like, we knew we were gonna play at this venue, but like we didn't know with who, we didn't know any details, and we just found out all the details. So that's all like up on our site now. But
a week
like,
to go, right?
but we've very literally been working on that.
No
for,
big deal.
Yeah,
It's cool.
exactly.
It's cool.
Yeah, for a long time we've worked on that. So
Yeah.
I would say have a thick skin and just keep persevering.
Yeah.
There were many moments where I told Matt, just let's give up on this, and he is tenacious. He
Yes.
will not take a no, and I am very appreciative of that because this tour really came together because of that.
That's so cool.
So-
Now, were you? So, do you? So, for this tour, do you have your own shows, or are you able to like connect with existing shows?
we actually I think we kind of spearheaded most of them ourselves.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
did
cool.
we did get.
All of them
I mean,
were ours.
we did get local bands to play with us for
Yeah.
for pretty much all of them. For all of
Nice.
them, but I'm not sure there was too many that we jumped on.
I don't think we jumped on any. I think all of them are ones that we spearheaded. And to add to what Matt was saying, we really, along with emailing venues, we had to look through countless Bandcamps to find the local
Yes.
bands there because we really wanted to give a chance for, female-fronted bands or, bands that don't, may not get a lot of playtime on stage to come up with us because we know how hard it is and
Yes.
we know how much of a pain it is to get that all together. So, it was a grueling process, but it was pretty cool to see what was out there, and I'm excited to meet these bands. And
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Give us a rundown for some of the bands which you're going to be playing with on this tour.
So we're playing. Our first couple of shows are with our friends Strange Pride, who are from New York, and we've played. We did a mini tour around this time last year, and we did the entire thing with them. We just did kind of a weekend, like
cool.
here in Boston, and then we did New York and Philly, and we're doing New York and Philly with them on this tour, so we're looking forward to that. And we're actually really looking forward to our show in Indianapolis.
oh my
because
gosh, yes.
it just came together with all these types of bands that we're really trying to play with, which is it basically came together as like this very female-centric show,
Yeah.
which was really great because especially when you're out there doing it, you realize just how many dudes are out there, basically. And it's like, oh, it's another band with like 4 dudes, which
Yeah.
is fine. Like, I love if they're a good band, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like, but we were trying to kind of find those people because we want to connect with those sorts of people.
Yeah, and that was definitely a city we were having a very hard time with.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one that I said, let's just give up on it. And I went on Facebook to a She Shreds, I don't know if you know She Shreds magazine, which is a female-owned, female-edited magazine focusing on female and
Awesome.
femme-identified guitarists.
Yeah.
So we have a secret Facebook group. And I put out a call saying, hey, we need help booking this show. And the amount of support that I got, Excel sheets, band contacts, venues.
Wow.
Just from that alone, every single person that's playing with us at that show was from that Facebook group. And that was just a really beautiful moment to kind of see, other musicians come together. And I had never met them, and their music is rad. I'm so excited to see them.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
This is so cool, especially that you were able to do like your own shows for all of these. Because like some folks, when they go on tour, they'll look for like a show that can I like open like for so and so and whatnot. But here you are putting on your own shows together, everything, and giving a chance to the bands that might otherwise have a hard time making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that this would have gone if you didn't have Facebook though?
It's interesting. It's interesting because
I wonder how did folks book tours before this era of social media when everything was so much not easier but more like info was at hand.
Yeah, it's interesting because actually when we were just talking about that last point, I was thinking about how like we're from Boston and we're all here in Boston and I think generally we're just not forthcoming with like anything good. Like we're not like helpful really, like I consider myself like a pretty nice guy, but like I'm also not super helpful because there's just part of that that's ingrained in me from kind of being around the types of people that are here. And so it's weird when you go to like the Midwest and or literally almost anywhere but here, and people are like,
I love you like trying to like tiptoe around this thing.
They're
except,
just
yes,
really,
you're right. I mean, people are focused on their own thing.
yeah, and they're just really like elsewhere you find you get a lot of help, and
Yes.
you get a
Yes.
lot of people who are like very forthcoming with information and things like that. And we notice around here it's not like that as much, and so that's actually just like refreshing.
Nice little...
when we're out there. And as far as like the social media goes, I'm not sure. I like to think it.
I don't think it really mattered. I just want to say I'm from Texas originally,
Okay.
so I don't want to get lumped into this. But I have lived here
I'm not from Boston.
I'm from Boston, but I've lived here for 15 years, so I guess
Okay.
maybe I am a Bostonian at this point.
I think it counts.
I think it counts at this point. But I would say, honestly, that Facebook moment was kind of the only time I used it.
Okay.
We really focused on Bandcamp and just finding venue websites. Very old school. Matt has this beautiful Excel sheet. Oh my God.
Years in the making.
Years in the making with so much we had to go through it and make sure all the contacts were updated, but that was such a huge help. And that's where what we were talking about earlier, where a lot of the grind comes from, where you can be on Facebook all you want. A lot of people aren't really using it as much nowadays, I find.
Yeah.
So
definitely
you
not.
really have to put the work into, see what's in the town, see if there's new venues, and take advantage of what community is there by going on Bandcamp or Instagram or emailing friends and going from there.
Absolutely, and make that Excel sheet. Be
Yeah.
organized. Be seriously. I'm not.
I'm a
joking about
huge
that.
proponent of that, and
Yeah.
in this rock and roll world in which we live, there's just not enough organized people for me, for my taste.
No, really, yeah, you have to be.
For me, if you know how to use an Excel sheet, you are like the epitome of rock and roll to me.
Exactly.
That is what I'm about.
Nothing is more rock and roll than filling in the columns and whatnot.
Yes,
And
exactly.
seeing your Excel sheet is like, this is all me.
Oh yeah.
It's like, no, it really is like the new like little black book, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's like all the contacts, the names, the phone numbers, the emails, the everything's.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna book a tour and say October, you start that shit in January.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. We already have ideas. We're trying to do probably another tour in like December. I already have like dates sketched out for us and
Nice,
stuff.
nice.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of.
You got to think ahead.
You gotta
That's the
think
other
ahead.
part of it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's you run into a lot of like flaky people and like people who want to like, oh, it's a week before or like 2 weeks out or something, and they want to change something drastic or and then my whatever personality type I am boils underneath my brain. So yeah. Anyways.
Matt smash last minute changes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you turn green, you get really huge. You just like punch like the Excel sheet.
Yeah. That's me.
This is what sets you off. The last one changes. But seriously, I mean that's such a pain in the ass though. When you spend all the time to craft this thing, to make the posters, and they say, "Oh, can we play this set?" It's like, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
You don't
it's
get how much
frustrating.
work this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that it's not just us playing these shows. We have these
Sure.
other bands who are
Yeah.
also promoting and inviting
Yes.
people. So, it's not just you at the venue or us, Matt and I. We really have to take in consideration everybody who is putting the work in as well. 'Cause-
Exactly.
Right, because we really lean on the local bands because at the level that we tour at,
Sure.
we're not necessarily like drawing a ton of people in
Exactly.
Indianapolis
Yeah.
or something.
No,
we're really counting on those bands to help us out, and in that city specifically, it's like seems like it's going really well. Like we've found really nice bands and stuff. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, folks. We are going to give you guys a sound of what this wonderful duo sounds like, and this is the brand new single, "Apple Trees."
Nice.
Here
Yeah.
you go. Citywide Blackout, WEMF Radio.
It's 7 in the morning when I'm coming inside. listening to WEMFradio.com.
Citywide Blackout WEMF Radio. I'm now joined by Matt and Dee from the band FBGM, and they are now on tour currently, 7 states, bunch of venues. Just got through with their opening show at AS220 in Providence, Rhode Island, and now the real tour begins. The road trip begins. The like a hallmark thing of any tour. Get in the car with someone else and spending the next 2,000 miles.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel like this ends 2 ways usually. Either you come through stronger than ever, a tight unit, a family, or knives are drawn, basically.
Right. We'll find out. We'll come back in a couple weeks and we'll let you know how it goes.
Well, I want to know how it goes.
Place bets now.
Because tour stories are the best stories, you know.
Yeah.
The places you went to, the things you experienced, what happened when you broke down at 2 a.m. on the really weird stretch of road.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually trying to think if I have any that are appropriate to tell.
Oh, all are appropriate to tell. There is no line here. Okay?
I might have to think about that.
Well, there was
for a
that
minute.
terrifying one last year with the torrential downpour in New York, and your windshield wiper just broke
That was fun.
on the highway,
That was
Oh my
fun.
god.
and we couldn't see.
Yeah, my windshield wiper just kind of stopped working, and it was pouring.
That's
Yeah,
a significant
It
problem.
was terrifying.
yeah. And you really take windshield wipers for granted, and I don't anymore.
No.
but-
No.
So yeah, we had to pull over and it was a busy highway type situation.
Oh my
and,
god.
yeah, that was fun.
I don't think it was. I'm gonna guess it probably wasn't.
We survived.
We survived though.
Well, that's what counts. That's
Yeah.
what counts. One thing I didn't ask before that I was really curious about is how did the two of you first meet up?
We actually
Craigslist.
yeah. So we
I'm joking.
You
Craigslist.
said that with such meaning behind it.
we have
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
it's kind of funny because for me, well, we played in a band together, and the reason we played in a band together was because we had put an ad out on Craigslist looking for people to play with. So that's how it came together. But I actually can trace so many things back to Craigslist now at this point in my life that are actually really good things.
Oh, that's good.
Basically, this project is, if you really trace it back, probably wouldn't exist without Craigslist. And my band before this probably wouldn't exist without Craigslist. And one of my best friends from that band was a recruit from Craigslist as well. So it's all these great things. I actually think my day job, my current day job, which I've been at for 10 years, that might have been a Craigslist thing too. So there's all these things that really just come from Craigslist. So there's definitely the shady elements and
the chance encounter,
the chance
Yeah.
things, but yeah, so those things not so much, but there's definitely good things. I'm living proof that there's good things that come from Craigslist for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So when the time comes to hit the road for this tour, who is doing the driving?
This guy.
Oh, Master
I'm doing the
driver.
driving, yeah.
Wow.
Well, we're actually so we're a duo, so it's just the two of us,
Yeah.
and we have kind of a minimalish setup, so it's
Yeah.
not a ton of gear. We don't have a drum set or anything, which is the kicker. And we're going in my Subaru. We're not taking a van or a truck or anything.
Okay.
It's just my Subaru, and we pack it in, and we're gonna put some stuff on the roof, and then
Nice.
we're good to go.
On
So,
the road.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be good.
Now, one thing that we often talk about is what folks do when it comes to crashing. Not the vehicle, but crashing in the night.
Yeah.
I want no accidents. Okay, I don't want to hear about how the
Knock
van.
on wood.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely not. But do you plan? Are you going to be hoteling it? Do you have friends you can stay with, family, that kind
We've
of?
got friends.
We've got friends. I think the bulk of our dates are with friends.
That's good.
Which is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
we are doing a couple nights in
like
in a
motels,
hotel motel type.
situations. Yeah,
Under bridges, whatever works.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever works. But what's great is now that we're older, I was telling Matt that a lot of our friends now have second bedrooms and actual homes.
Yes.
So that makes all the difference for anybody
Yes.
who's like scared of turning, but past 30, and you're in a band. It's kind of awesome because you no longer have to sleep on the floor in a bathtub,
I've done
or the
both.
crusty futon. The couch that's like uncomfortable with the spring sticking out. We've got guest bedrooms all of a sudden. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice, yeah. No more sleeping on the couch where the person says, "Oh, you slept on that." Jeez.
Yeah.
But then they won't tell you why.
Yeah.
They'll just keep like a look saying, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that," but then they'll just leave. It's like, wait, what happened here?
Thanks,
Right.
pal.
Yeah. What's going on? But you're right. You get older, and now people say, "Oh yeah, we get on this spare bedroom. You can crash there." Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's key to have your friends. So any bands out there looking to tour,
Yeah.
ask to crash. It saves
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Oh my God,
the
yeah.
places that we got, I think we went on like hotels.com or whatever cheap hotel website there is,
Mm-hmm.
were mainly for. We have a long drive from Pittsburgh to. Was it Northampton, East Hampton?
Yep.
And that was really like the one where we will need to sleep and we will need to leave like 6 a.m. so that we can get to the venue on time. So let's just get a hotel.
Nice.
So we sprung for that.
Got to
Yeah.
do it sometimes.
Gotta do
yeah,
it.
the
Yeah.
luxury stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not stay in a Days Inn. That's
I
ser-
love Days.
I stayed in one. Okay, I stayed in one, and this is to the folks at Days Inn, and I think it was Indiana. Yeah. I woke up to see spots of blood on the bed.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And they gave us a discount, and that's it. God knows what yeah. It's like, so I've been contracting something awful, and this is the best you guys can do? Yeah, so the guys at Days in Indiana, yeah, screw you guys. But I've actually had the chance to kind of like sample like hotels from like literally across the country, and yeah, Days Inn is definitely the worst. There's one line called, I think it's called Americana. They're the best. They
Okay.
have like the full pool, hot tub situation.
Mm-hmm.
But do they have free breakfast?
They do, and and their breakfast
Excellent.
game is on point. Okay,
Yes.
I'm talking waffle, pancakes, the whole 9 yards.
Ooh.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Their breakfast, yeah,
That's key when you're on tour. Those free breakfast. If you're splurging for a hotel, you might
yeah,
It's pointless. You gotta get the free breakfast.
exactly.
I mean, that's the whole. You're trying to like
the whole
live
point.
it up. That's the whole point.
Tell me about why we're doing
You can
this.
sleep anywhere.
Pull this out of the road and sleep in the car.
Yeah. We're here for the breakfast.
Here for the waffles.
Exactly. You just like walk in, slam your hand down. I'm here for the waffles.
Yeah. So.
All right. So I want to ask about what is the spot that you were most looking forward to. I think I'm going to guess it's probably Indianapolis. So I'm going to take that off the list. Aside from that one, what's the spot that you were most like key to see?
Well,
I'm excited for Chicago.
Chicago's gonna be cool. We have a tour homecoming show here in
Yep.
Cambridge
At Zuzu, yeah.
on the 28th. That one's gonna be fun. We have a couple bands we met through our connections in Philly. We did it's actually a long, boring story, but
No. Tell it, man. Come on.
well, we had a
Love
band.
stories.
We had a band in Philly,
Yep.
and we had a bill lined up, and then it was this great show. So shelve that, okay?
Yeah.
And then we ended up talking to this other band called A Day Without Love, and we're just like, they reached out to us and asked if we are putting on any shows in Boston, and we ended up booking the show in Boston on the 28th, and we were originally not going to even do a show around here.
Mm-hmm.
We were just opting out for whatever reason. I don't really know why. And then we just were like, it'd be a nice like homecoming type of thing if we do it on this date. So we did that, and then it ended up that Philly show that we had lined up all pretty. One of the bands dropped out, and so we were like, hey, we know a couple bands from Philly now, so we added them on. So we're doing this sort of trade thing. So they're going to play with us in Philly, and then they're going to play with us in
And that's
Boston now,
their
too.
first tour date.
Yeah, and that's
Philly
their
show.
that's their
Oh,
kickoff.
wow.
So our homecoming is their kickoff. So
Whoa.
yeah, so
That's nice little like alignment there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. That'll be a cool show too. We haven't played at Zuzu before, but
It's a good place. Good place. And Philly is such a wonderful art city to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I've been there like a bunch of times. It's the only city where I've seen like giant like murals on the sides of buildings where the city pays for that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I have friends who actually help paint those murals. So.
Oh, really?
Which is wild. Yeah, it's
Nice.
wild.
Nice. All right. I also wanted to talk about the song which you played earlier on, "Apple Trees."
Mm-hmm.
This is a new single. Now it's I think like the first time we're hearing about it basically.
Yeah, we just put it out on May 30th, so it's been out a couple weeks.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it's our new single. We worked a long time on it.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely started playing it along quite a while ago, I think, as an acoustic song.
Okay.
And then we tried to record it acoustically, and we had this acoustic version completely finished, and just wasn't up to our standards really, and we shelved it. We were just like, we're just gonna start from scratch, and we started from scratch 3 or 4 more times after that, and then I think the 3rd or 4th time we landed on this version that we have produced now, which is very different than anything acoustic based. It's a little more electronic. It was very much inspired by Prince. It was inspired by like 90s R&B too. It was like basically not anything that doesn't have a lot of guitars and it's a little groovy is what it was inspired by. So
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, we're going to be wrapping this up in just a little bit, but want to just give a quick like rundown for all the shows which you guys have on this tour, which I think is so awesome for you guys. It's so cool that you're doing this.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So on, as mentioned before, the 15th, which is tomorrow, you're going to be at Much Moore's in Brooklyn, New York. The 16th, it is the Pharmacy in Philly. The 17th, it's the Black Squirrel. That is an awesome venue name. Holy crap.
It is.
I'm excited.
It's supposed to be a cool venue too.
Yeah, and that's in Washington, D.C. The 18th, the OCD, which is aptly named given how touring makes you so compulsive.
Yes.
I was like, this is really appropriate, right? Because
Yes.
yeah, OCD if you make this thing work. And that's in Ontario, Ohio. The 19th, the Hoosier Dome. The Hoosier Dome?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Hoosier Dome? Okay,
Yep.
Hoosier Dome. Indianapolis, Indiana. The 20th, Martyrs at Chicago, Illinois. The 21st, the Ottawa Tavern in Toledo, Ohio. So 2 Ohio spots. I like
Yep.
that. The 22nd, the Smiling Moose in Pittsburgh, of course.
Of course. Smiling Moose is great.
Yeah?
I've been there before. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is there actually like a Smiling Moose there, or is that just...
Yeah, they do have a smiling moose.
Oh my god.
Like, I
Yes.
think it's glowing too.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god. Get pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
Get live
I'll
pictures.
send you
We'll
some
tag you.
Glowing Moose.
Yes.
And then the 23rd, you're going to be part of the Flywheel Arts Collective in East Hampton, Mass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that like a showcase, like a festival kind of thing?
No, it's a show. The Flywheel is actually a venue I've wanted to play at for a long time. It's kind of a staple out there. But it's all volunteer run.
Okay.
It's an art space, and they do all ages shows, and they just like kind of foster that, and I appreciate playing places like that because it's not a bar basically.
Yeah.
I don't love playing at bars because I like that the focus is on music and art versus
definitely.
selling beers and
Yeah.
getting people in the door
Oh my
too.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then the final show, the 28th, you're taking like a few days off, I see, which is a very good idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be sleeping for those few days.
Just 5 straight days of just like sleeping.
Hibernation, yeah.
Is that in the Excel sheet?
Oh yeah,
Are we scheduled?
I put that in the Excel sheet.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The 24th through the 28th. Sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Solid plan. This is over at Zuzu in Cambridge. And where do folks go to learn more about the tour, to buy tickets, and so forth?
They can go to fbgmtheband.com, and all of our stuff is there.
All of our social media is at FBGM the Band for Instagram. I think Facebook,
Twitter.
just search for us. Twitter at FBGM the Band.
Yep.
Tumblr, Snapchat, Pinterest, all that.
Yeah, Friendster, MySpace,
MySpace. Oh my God.
AIM, my AIM screen name.
You can't do that anymore, actually.
I know.
That's gone.
That's sad.
Bummer.
That's the end of an era. Right
Yeah.
there.
Oh my God. All right, folks. Well, that's going to be the end of the show. I want to thank all the guests for being here today. I want to thank you for watching and listening and all that jazz. You can catch me every Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. Follow me on Facebook under Citywide Blackout, Twitter, Instagram, Citywide Max, and go to citywideblackout.blogspot.com for the 9 years of podcasts. Listen to them all, including this show. I'm going to leave you guys with one more song from FBGM. This one's called Fan. As always, keep those ears open.